In this review we get back on the rails. This model is of the Liebherr A922 road rail excavator, and it's produced by NZG Models with model number 1011. With the formalities over, we can get on and open the box, and we'll pull out the trays that are inside. They are marked top and bottom so we can be the right way up. And as the two trays are factory sealed with tape, we can get the knife out and separate them. And there we have the model sitting patiently, waiting to get out. But it'll have to wait a little longer because first out is a piece of track. It's nicely wrapped and actually there's space in the box for two of them, but only one is included. Next, the A922 gets its chance of freedom. And we just need to be a little bit careful getting it out because there are some small parts on it. As you can see, it is protected with soft paper. Also in the box is a grab and a bag of parts. For shipping, the model has some masking tape attached to the quick coupler, and that's to prevent a steel pin from dropping out while it's on the high seas. In terms of assembly, there's really very little to do, but let's start by taking a look at the section of track. And also included in the box are a couple of coupling clips. They fit underneath the ends of the track section, although they don't actually clip in. But what they do let you do is to add a second section of track on, and it keeps it in place. Anyway, back to the model as it comes out of the box. And assembly is really just limited to putting the excavator on the track. For the detail, we will start with the track section. And it's largely a high quality plastic moulding. Both the track sleepers and the ballast are well detailed. Looking underneath the A922, and there is a representation of the transmission, and the axles are modelled in a fairly simple way. A good looking part of the model are the tyres. They are mounted on very nice detailed wheels, and the outriggers and rail equipment are very nicely modelled. At one end there's a holding bar for the grab, and we will see that later. A high point of the model is the standard of detailing, and that begins with the cab. The tinted windows have got nice seals, and there's some excellent detailing, including very detailed tiny graphics. And these really combine together to give the model a very realistic look. There's a metal grab rail behind the cab, and the side grills are formed of graphics. At the back, the modelling is of high quality with the Liebherr name embossed, and there's a video camera at the top. There's another video camera on the side, and all of the detailing is equally convincing. Again, the grills are formed of graphics. The lights and mirrors all look good, with the mirrors being plastic. Up on top, the engine cover has a very finely etched grille, and the many small parts on top give it a busy appearance. Behind the cab there are lights, a speed sign and a downward pointing aerial. Detailing on the boom and stick continues the high standard. There are many soft hydraulic hoses and also pipes are detailed. The connection rivets are also very discreet and painted. At the end of the stick there are hoses running to the quick coupler, and the ditch cleaning bucket is metal. The included grab is also a metal part with hydraulic hoses. Starting underneath the machine, and the steering axle has a good range of movement. The rail axles are also hydraulically controlled, and they have a nice stiffness, so they will hold a pose. We start off in road mode, and the A922 rolls well. Let's check out the steering, and it achieves a decent angle, but often these machines can turn very tight angles. Of course, its speciality is that it can roll on the rails, and to do that you lower the rail bogies. And when that's done, the machine can move itself along on the railway track. Now that we're on the track, we'll test the machine's ability to turn, and after some initial stickiness, the rotation is smooth. To do any real work though, the machine needs to set down its outriggers, and on the model these are all metal, and the rams are reasonably stiff, so it takes some effort to put the pads down. It's also a little bit tricky to locate them on the track ballast. On the track the machine could load up a railway wagon, or maybe it can load up a truck if one can get alongside the railway. Let's now test out the range of movement on the boom and stick, and the freeway movement is very good, and you can bring the bucket right close into the machine, or if you want you can extend the boom and stick straight out. And actually there's even flexibility to reach straight up. We always like to test the ability of a machine to dig at depth, and to go for the maximum we fitted the optional grab. The first boom section can't quite get fully horizontal, but overall this performance is very good. If we test the outriggers out when the machine is not on track, we find that they're easily able to hold the machine wheels free. Now we'll take a closer look at the tools, and we start with the ditching bucket. And it has a very flexible set of movements on the coupler, including rotation and tilting. The bucket is only held in place with a single steel pin, and once that's removed, you can unhook it from the stick. That then gives the option to fit the included clamshell grab, and to fit that it's just the reverse of taking the bucket off. At first fitting it was a bit stiff because of paint thicknesses, but once it was all lined up you secured it in position with the steel pin. As for functionality, the clamshell bucket is a really nice part, and it rotates freely, and it swings realistically too. A grab is all about grabbing, so if you grab the grab you can grab with it. So overall it's a realistic grab. Because the grab is a long tool, it makes the machine quite high, so when travelling along you might need to lower the headroom, and to do that you attach the grab to the grab bar at the front. You can then carry on and lower the boom and stick, and then the machine can travel with a lower headroom. With the machine folded up like this we can then go for another display option, which is as a heavy haulage load. This latest version of the Liebherr A922 road rail excavator is a high quality model from NZG. It has a very high level of detail with some very nice functionality, and the inclusion of the clamshell grab is a worthwhile improvement. Overall, as a road rail excavator model, it is excellent.